Okay, so this is going to be for the full moon in Cancer 2022, which happens to be the first full moon of the new year. 2022 is definitely off to quite a start. I mean, there's a lot of things happening. We're coming out of Venus retrograde. We have Mercury retrograde that just started. We also have the node switching into Taurus and Scorpio this week. Like there's a lot that is going to be happening, which I will be covering in separate videos. But for this is going to be about the full moon in Cancer, and you can watch this one of two ways. You can watch the overall video. That way, you have all the signs in one video, or you can watch it the individual videos. Okay, so the full moon in Cancer, it occurs on Monday, January 17th, 2022. Okay, don't ask me what fucking time, child. I have no idea. Okay, but at some point on Monday, it occurs. Okay, now full moons, they always, they're present. Well, they provide like a monthly opportunity to wrap up projects that you started 6 months or even 2 weeks ago, right? They're culmination points, breaking points, and a chance to release anything that's no longer serving you. So the monthly full moon is prime for contemplation, as often the days around it are robust with change, insights, epiphanies, and decisions. Often, circumstances out of our control pop up during this time, which triggers us to examine our own thoughts and feelings and their influence on the reality that we exist in. So, anytime that there is a transit, whether it be Mercury retrograde, a new moon, or a full moon, whichever zodiac sign it falls under is what themes is going to come up. So, because this full moon falls in Cancer, which happens to be a water sign, emotions are going to be front and center. So, heads up, this is sure to be an emotional time period, okay? As always, there will be opportunities to move ahead, but that's only if the emotional energy is channeled into productivity in order to sort through any leftover toxicity or baggage that you may have carried with you into the new year. Y'all know my fucking motto: get on your shit before shit gets on you. Pretty much, okay? So anything that comes up, especially if you are one of the signs that is going to be, heavily affected by this transit, definitely make sure that whatever comes up, you don't try to run from it, you don't try to hide from it. Just deal with it, okay? When you work with the universe will work with you and in turn bless you, okay? Whether you're able to see that short term or in the long term, okay? So, with the energy of Cancer, the full moon encourages us to delve into our feelings, okay? Self nurture. It allows us the opportunity to work with our inner child and learn to create the emotional safety needed to operate at our full potential. And it's time to nurture yourself the way that you've always wanted to be cared for, to connect more deeply with those that you could be vulnerable with, including your family, blood, or the family that you've created. It's time for you to tune into your inner child, give them a hug, and remind them that bitch, you're powerful, okay? Now, another planet that is going to be affecting this full moon is Pluto. So you can expect a lot of Scorpio-ish type of themes coming up, okay? Because Pluto is the planet of death, okay? Pluto is ruled by Scorpio, or Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, rather, right? So themes of like death, power, control, obsession, transformation even, is going to unearth what we've hidden and what we've avoided, while the sun and moon is going to shine a brighter light on these issues at hand. Now, in order to move forward, we must first confront buried pain and past trauma. Okay, power is the overall name of the game. So, power is going to be a huge theme for the next few months because of this, and this full moon is sure to kick up that energy. Now, full moons are reflective of culminations and endings, as I mentioned, but this full moon in Cancer doesn't mark your typical ending, right? We may feel like avoiding certain people or certain issues that surface during this time. There might be triggers that are heightened. And so, our emotions are going to follow suit and be just as heightened. And Pluto's energy can ignite deep and primal fears within us. But it's by walking through the fire and facing these challenges that we're going to be able to develop a level of resilience and power that probably before you never could have imagined you being able to do, right? So just to recap. Cancer is all about feelings, emotions, and family, which includes, figuring out how to juggle everything that you've got going on in life. Now, on the one side, you've got some serious take charge fueling your desire to ace your career goals and bring in a solid salary, right? So you can pay your bills and then some, practical stuff. Now, on the other hand, it's a clutch, to pay attention to your emotions and everyday needs. And that includes making time for a personal life. So take a beat. Try to figure this out, what you can do to free up a little bit more time in your life for the fun stuff. Maybe it means, setting your email notifications to do not disturb. The second the clock strikes 5 every day so you can actually log off, or making a standing date with your bestie to go on an early morning run so you have quality time to chat and squeeze in some exercise before your day gets going. At the same time, keep in mind, Pluto is bringing in some intense, passionate energy that'll seep into your love life. You know what you deserve from a partner. So how can you make sure that you're getting all your needs met? If you've already coupled up, don't hesitate to talk to your significant other about what more you need from the relationship. It'll only make it stronger. And if you're single, be open and direct about what it is that you're looking for. It'll prevent a lot of time from being wasted right now, okay? Now, this full moon is definitely going to impact all zodiac signs, but Cancer and Capricorn are going to feel it the most. This full moon in Cancer is inviting you to just stand up for your needs, your comfort, your security. Who or what has been standing in the way of peace for you? Confrontations that arise during this time have likely been brewing for a long time. Just keep in mind that we are in the midst of Mercury retrograde, okay? That did start, I believe, on January 14th and is happening till February 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. So you can check the channel for that video to see how you will be affected by that transit for the next 3 weeks, okay? That video is coming. But Mercury retrograde not only is going to bring like exes back into the picture and all the typical shit that you constantly hear people talking about and whatnot, but communication mishaps could come up, power struggles, just delays, period, right? So take a deep breath and be patient. Because between the full moon in Cancer, Pluto, and the Mercury retrograde, you might be feeling a sudden urge to make moves or haste decisions, and then later find out that you're not really able to do that, or you're going to have to hold out on, some things that you want to do for a little while until a better time. Now, the signs that are going to be affected the most by this transit is going to be Cancer and Capricorns, along with Aries and Libras, being that they're fellow cardinal signs as well. And when it comes to transits and understanding how you will be affected, it works 2 ways, okay? For a general picture, you're going to want to check your sun, your rising, and your moon signs for an overall picture, okay? For a clearer picture of how you will be affected personally, you're going to want to check what houses the zodiac sign of Cancer falls in, okay? Now, as always, I specialize in this shit, so definitely make sure that y'all are reaching out to me for a personal reading to see what's going on with you, what's coming up in the near coming weeks, okay? Everybody's charts is different, complicated, so with so many various possible aspects and things that could be affecting your natal chart, you definitely want to make sure that you reach out to me so we can sit down and do a reading and fully understand exactly how you're going to be impacted personally. Now, my website is currently down, but you can find my phone number on screen or in the description box below to text me directly so that you can go ahead and get a personal reading set up. Serious inquiries only, okay? Now let's go ahead and get into the 12 zodiac signs. Taurus. Okay, so Taurus. This full moon in Cancer is going to be affecting your 3rd house, okay? This is going to be your 3rd house of communication, of siblings, of neighbors, if you have them. Yeah, man, there might be issues going on with one or more of these areas, okay? Again, your siblings, your neighbors, your car if you have one. There could even be like a potential contract that needs to be signed, or maybe a scenario that's linked to training and education, okay? Communication is the common denominator in each of these situations, and since lunar energy can increase the intensity around these issues, common sense might go out of the window as strong emotions take hold. So you're going to want to avoid going into anything new right now, thinking that you know it all or that you have the upper hand, because the chances are that you won't have it, okay? Like, again, we are going through Mercury retrograde, so anything that comes up now, try your best to plan around it, and to acknowledge what is coming up, but understand that you may not necessarily have all the information, or things may not be as clear as they will be in the next coming weeks, right? So be prepared to listen and negotiate rather than dictate. Also, reconsider how you think and speak to yourself, okay? Your 3rd house of communication and learning is highlighted during this time period. So relearning to be gentle with yourself, okay? It's all about that. And that can lead to much more productive and healthier thought patterns. Okay, it's all about self care. That is the energy of Cancer. It's all about self care. So, even if it just comes down to just the way in which you treat yourself, what thoughts and what patterns do you have? Are you constantly beating up on yourself, or are you constantly taking on other people's thoughts and feelings about you, and owning them as your own? Right now might be time to say goodbye to that. Putting yourself first, right? Like the TikTok meme, gotta put me first. Okay, that's what it's all about, Taurus. Putting yourself first. How you speak to yourself, how do you react to yourself, and just generally overall, how do you treat yourself, right? Now, your full moon self care practice is using your words and organizing your thoughts through journaling. That can bring a lot of relief during this time period. Maybe even artistic endeavors could help. Anything that is like self soothing, right? you know, not like drugs, not like alcohol, but like, healthy ways. If you can write in a diary or maybe even listen to music, maybe a little Adele is a good thing for you right now. Maybe you just need a little bit of a cry, a little bit of a purge to get all of that energy out so that you can bring on new energy and create a new chapter, a new narrative, a new book, right? Your mind is going a mile a minute. In the act of writing out things, it can bring up a lot of themes or issues that maybe you didn't see clear, that maybe it's time for you to gain clarity on and move past. Okay, so keep in mind this is a general reading for your overall sign, so it's not necessarily 100% going to resonate. So definitely make sure that you reach out either via Instagram through the DM or the phone number that is available on screen or in the description box below to figure out what the fuck is going on with your life, okay? Everyone's charts is set up differently, okay? So just because you are a Taurus or a Leo or just because you're a Cancer and this is a full moon in Cancer doesn't necessarily mean that that is exactly how you're going to be impacted. Again, it is a overall general view for the collective zodiac sign. But yeah, definitely make sure that you reach out to me for a personal reading so we can figure out how you will personally be impacted by this transit, okay? So we can figure out what houses are, being transited and, all of that good shit, okay? So reach out via Instagram, DM, or you can text me directly and we can get that personal reading going, okay? So, damn, it's been so fucking long. I don't even know what the fuck I used to say at the end of these fucking, child, life be lifing. Life be lifing. Something about putting you back into the universe. I don't remember what the fuck I used to say. It's really been a long time since I've done a fucking video, okay? 111 when I said that. Yeah, go book a reading, and I will see y'all in the next one. Be looking out for the Mercury retrograde video coming. There might be a weekly astrology video coming as well. And definitely, we got to do a video about the North Node switching into Taurus, okay? So those videos are going to be coming. Look out for those. Tell me what you want.